kind of surprised that nothing else is happening here. No flowers, no candles, nothing happening here at the Petersen Automotive Museum on the anniversary of Biggie Smalls' murder. So right behind me is the intersection where Biggie was murdered. And today's the anniversary. Don't really see much happening here. I was told that on Biggie's birthday they do some kind of a thing. There's no plaque, there's nothing to acknowledge that this murder happened here. And in fact, it's one of those things that LAPD and the city of Los Angeles would rather sweep under the carpet. I think it's better if city of LA acknowledges it, that it did happen, comes clean about it, releases all the documents about it. You can see right behind me that's Fairfax and Wilshire, and right there where that car just turned, that's Fairfax, and Fairfax is where Biggie Smalls was murdered. Now, the way this happened, there were off-duty police working security that night. All of the on-duty police, with the exception of Rafael Perez, got called away because somebody had fired a gun right behind me on Wilshire. This guy drives up, opens up his car door, the gun falls out. He fires 2 rounds up in the air, and right behind me is where the fire department was staged, right there on Wilshire, kind of where that bus is. And the fire department sees him fire these rounds off. They call it in, and now all of the cops that are in the vicinity are all heading down Wilshire Boulevard away from the Petersen Automotive Museum. And then the fire department, they shut down the party. Everybody's got to come out. The parking structure, you can see that behind the Automotive Museum down there in Fairfax. This is the parking structure that they came out of that night. Is where Puffy and Biggie came out in their 2 SUVs. Kevin Gaines was in a white Jeep, Jeep Grand Cherokee that was to block in. Puffy was unable to do that. Puffy was able to run the light. If Gene Deal hadn't said to run the light, it could have been that Puffy would have been killed too. Eugene Deal saved Puffy's life that night. Not sure that that he's acknowledged by Puffy for that, but he saved his life by having him run the red light. They drove northbound on this street. This is Fairfax, and they were in the number 2 lane. There were hundreds of eyewitnesses, lots of people that saw Rafael Perez, David Mack, Amir Muhammad here at the Petersen that night. That was also suppressed in the Wallace civil trial. After 5 years of litigation, there was a settlement reached because everybody was tired. It had gotten costly, and they decided that they were going to cut a deal with LAPD. LAPD was going to reinvestigate the murders, and they shut down the case the next day. So LAPD has had a history of covering up crimes. Now, I'm not anti-LAPD. I know a lot of LAPD cops. They're good people. But when it comes to this murder and when it comes to the involvement of Death Row Records, it's time for the LAPD to come clean about this and to cut deals with whoever they need to cut deals with. And it's time to solve these crimes. These crimes can be solved.